well spent.
Everything improvement.
Ladies, good afternoon. Is Aldine here tonight? Yeah. I need to speak to her. Yeah, just director.
Stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing in honor of those serving in the military and remember those who perished in 9/11. Thank you. Thank everyone here tonight. What's that? Podium? Okay, make a motion to approve previous board minutes of August 4th, 2025. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Suffolk County Police Department? Still up? Thank you for coming tonight. You a new guy? First time here?
First time here, yes.
It's real tough.
Good evening, everyone. I'm also presenting the 3rd precinct. Lately, we've been seeing a spike in break-ins into vehicles. What we're more seeing, though, in these instances, it's more on side streets than on main streets. It's due to a lot of people leaving their cars unlocked. We haven't had any windows being broken or any forced access. So we just ask that you guys stay vigilant in locking your doors. We've had a number of success in 911 calls where we've arrested several people for trespassing within the past 2 weeks, and within the past month and a half, we've seen numerous arrests just off of you guys calling in saying someone's not allowed to be there. So we ask that you guys obviously stay vigilant with that as well, and we appreciate all the help. Other than that, I have nothing further to report. Anyone has any questions?
Yeah, I'm not sure because I don't see it with anything. Do you have any information on the offenses that we have for this month in Brightwater?
Are you referring to the offense of second and the criminal substance?
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 criminal trespass on Howells Road, 7, 8, 14, 15.
Yes, all instances ended with arrests.
Where were they?
They were on the north side of Howells Road, right by the gas stations, between, was it Atkinson, I believe?
Were they arrested because they were trespassing? Or
Right.
the homeless guy that's over there? or-
Correct.
Okay. Has he been violent or threatening people or anything that we should know?
Not that we've been aware of. We've had no violent acts or encounters with him. We've had no 911 calls that suggest he is violent.
Okay.
We just know that he frequents the area. We recently run into him a lot more. I personally haven't seen him in the past week. That being said, he may be clearing out, he may not be. I can't confirm that.
What about the MVC criminal on Lombardi, 8, 20, 25?
Yes, so that was a hit and run. It's still open investigation. There has been no arrests. That's going to be
Hit a car or hit a person?
car.
And then, yeah, your string on the 21st with the drug offense, the domestic, and all that.
Correct. That is with a arrest.
Okay. Anybody else on the board have any questions? Anybody in the audience have any questions for the officer? Okay, great. All right.
Thank you very much.
Have a great night.
Be safe.
Thank you.
Reports of the mayor and the trustees. Trustee Bennett?
Yeah, so we've had pro protection working for a few months now, and as you heard the officer say, it's been surrounding us with people getting their cars broken into, people having people trespassing on their property. We haven't had any issues in Brightwater since we've had pro protection working at night. So I think it's safe to say they are working out. We've added new stop signs on Orinoco over by the pizza place and the beer distributor, and hopefully that's working towards slowing down traffic over there. Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, great. Trustee Delvecchio?
Hi, everybody. Events that we have this September include September 20th. So we had, on September 3rd, we had a Brightwater's Historical Society event. And on September 6th, which was this last Saturday, we had the 9/11 Remembrance event at Atkinson Plaza. If you drive by the canals, you can see all of the flags put in place there. It's really beautiful to see. Next event will be September 27th at 5 p.m. We're going to have at Mississippi Cabin the first annual Brightwaters and Beyond Short Film Festival. More information to come on all of our socials. Then on October 4th, we have our village-wide tag sale. There's a 9 a.m. start. You have a choice of either having a tag sale at your home or getting a slot at Mississippi Park. It's a really fun event. There'll be good food at Mississippi.
Okay, great. Trustee McNulty? That's it? Work you in. All right, just to recap, on Saturday, I really appreciate everyone who showed up to do the flags with us. We had about 30, 35 people there. We put the 3,000 flags in, and it looks really nice. So again, I appreciate everyone who showed up. We have eclectic groups, some older, some younger, some scouts, so I really appreciate that. On September 15th, next Monday at the cabin at 7 o'clock, we're having the first meeting for the 250th anniversary of our nation committee that we're forming for events in the village. It's going to be run by the village board, garden club, historical society, and also the art council. So we have some ideas on some things that we would like to see, but we're opening that up to the public, and we're going to be forming some working committees to plan for the next year. Last meeting, someone had asked what Chris Bays has been paid for the work, the lily pads on the lakes. Currently, we're at about $13,000, and we dumped about $4,000 worth of lily pads. So we're at about $17,000. We anticipate the total cost of that to be about $19,000. So he's out there. Everyone sees what he's doing. But if we keep it under 20, we're doing okay. On September 3rd, at the Historical Society at the library, had a big thing about famous Brightwater's residents. And the librarian, Gabrielle, who's also our village historian, gave us a great talk about 8 or 9 people. But the display is on for the entire month over at the library. So if anybody has any time, go on over there and see all the posters that are there. It was a nice event. Dottie, who's sitting there, her husband is one of those people on there, so we appreciate your support, Dottie, and his work in the village. Just want to say the Great South Bay is continuing with their oyster project on Mondays at 12:30 down at Walker Beach. We only have a couple more weeks. We posted on our Facebook page the growth of all the oysters that they put in there. And in about 3 weeks, they'll take them and they put them in different parts of the bay, not for eating, but for keeping the bay clean. We had 2 scout projects this month. One is by the front entranceway. There's some tweaking to be done with it, but it's a new message board. And over by the park, they did a tic-tac-toe game, so we appreciate what they're doing. Just a little update on the corner, the old hardware store, which will always be the old hardware store. There's a tenant going to be at the next meeting that's looking to do a grab and go. A little ice cream in the front, grab and go foods, coffees. So that'll be at next month's meeting. Peter Pan Diner is progressing slowly. He still needs some permits. He still owes us some paperwork, but we're trying to work with him, not work against him. So that's progressing. A lot of residents have been pointing out a house on the corner of Hiawatha and Pine. Pine runs into it, Hiawatha. We had a meeting with him today. He has signed off. We will be there on Friday with a full crew, cleaning the entire property. Probably take a couple of days, but we had to get permission from the owner to go on the property. Now we're in cooperation, and on Friday there'll be a big crowd of people there clearing out that property. We had some issues again with fishing. Another swan got hooked in the nose yesterday. So once again, we can't blame it on other people outside the village. It's people in the villages also are not cleaning up after themselves. So we have to work harder. The board, code, have to work harder to have these kids clean up. It's very frustrating and aggravating that they don't do that. But the boat, Chris Page is in the back. The amount of fishing line that he takes out of the lakes getting caught in the propellers of the boat, now the cleanup that Mike and the guys are doing. It's just amazing how much fishing life is around. So that's all I think I have for now. All right. All right. The next thing is on the agenda. Charlie, you want to go through it quick?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I need a motion to open a public hearing.
Make a motion to open a public hearing on the Cablevision franchise agreement. Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, members of the board, ladies and gentlemen, this is a renewal of a franchise agreement between the Village of Brightwaters and Verizon. They have about 400 subscribers to Verizon that live within the village, and they want to renew our franchise agreement with them to allow them to run their equipment on our utility poles. There's no cost to the residents. This is a 5-year agreement, and the village receives 5% annually of the gross that Verizon takes in from our users. I read the agreement. I've discussed it with Verizon's council. It's airtight. Like there's no cost to the village residents, no cost to the village. We earn some revenue, and we have almost 400 village residents that subscribe. So this is a needed agreement.
Is the 5% the going rate?
Yes.
Anybody on the board have any questions?
That was it.
Have any questions? Any residents have any questions on the Verizon and the Verizon contract only? All right. I make a motion to close the public hearing. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
And as mayor, I'd like a motion, if we would, to authorize the mayor or the village clerk to execute the contract.
I make a motion to execute the contract. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
All right, the next thing on the agenda is, I'll just say there's like these wise guys going around to municipalities, libraries, police precincts with cameras, and they walk into your front doors and they walk all over the place. So they're basically looking to sue you. They're saying it's their First Amendment right to walk around the buildings. When you walk in our front door, we have the wood door on the right. It says do not enter, but these guys say that's a policy, not a law, that they're entitled to walk through anywhere. So I'm encouraging the office staff to always keep that door locked, because he's been in Lindenhurst, he's been in Amityville, he's been all over Nassau County, and he shows up again at the post office, harasses people at medical places, and there's more than one guy. So it's a whole unfortunate scam to make money. So we have to make it so that basically, is it a law or is it our policy?
It's a policy which can be enforced like a local law. It doesn't just fall short of a local law, but it's a policy of the village to allow access in certain areas or at certain times during certain events. And it's necessary to do.
It's all up to the office staff to keep the door locked, to keep us out of the lawsuit.
Yeah.
Thank you. I make a motion to approve the public access policy for the Incorporated Village of Brightwater's government buildings. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Next thing is, I'm sorry. Oh, I skipped that. I'm sorry. All right. The next thing is a public hearing for stop signs. Anybody down by Walker Beach, Shore Road goes east and west, and there are plenty of people, once they turn at the bottom of the canal, zip right to either Captain's Walk or they zip to the yacht club. And being down there a lot, I strongly recommend that we put these stop signs in, because there are constantly kids coming out of Walker Beach. There's kids playing in the fields. There's a lot of kids down there. So I would like to see these stop signs. So I'd like to open up a public hearing. A local law 6-2025 to amend 119-4 stop intersection designated. These proposed sections shall be added to 119-14 as follows. 207 West Shore Road and Bayway, stop sign for traffic eastbound and westbound on West Shore. 208 West Shore Road, Bayway, stop signs for traffic east and west on West Shore Road. Make a motion to open the public hearing. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody on the board have any comment before I open it to the public?
I mean, I completely agree with you that's turned into a speedway, especially during the summer with the camps down there and everything. It definitely needs something.
Okay. Anybody else? Yeah, okay.
It's not even just about speed, it's about access points, because people coming in and out of Walker Beach need a check there too, so.
Yep. All right, does any residents have any input on those stop signs?
Bill Bongiorno, 128 Concourse. Would it be better served to have the stop signs at the intersection going into the park instead of allowing cars to pass through where we're worried about kids leaving all the time? But if you had a stop sign on each side of the entranceway, people would be forced to stop, allowing people to.
That would be a three-way stop sign.
It'd be a three-way stop sign, leaving the park and then trying to enter it from east or west.
Well, I think a lot of the issue is with people speeding through those intersections, so.
I heard you mention about access to it with the kids there, but that's going to be their biggest congregation point. At
You know,
that rate.
we could start with these two, and if we feel, you know, maybe we could, when the Walker Beach is open, we could even do a temporary, like one of the ones like the school had.
Mhm.
We'll keep that in mind. But, anything else on the stop signs, the stop signs only? Okay, I make a motion to close the public hearing. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All those in favor of approving local law 6-2025 to amend 119-4 stop signs in intersections as designated, make a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. We'll look into that one though.
Yeah.
On that too. Okay, we already did the public access. Next is permission to pay the Bay Shore Fire Department for the 2025 contract year, $373,612. And it's broken down, what we pay them plus their insurance. So permission to pay Bay Shore Fire Department. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Permission to pay Nassau Suffolk Painting $2,000 to spray gazebo columns and upper area at the head of the canal. One thing, since we've redone all these areas, the bridges, the lakes, the bathrooms, now we have to maintain them. So we're not going to be painting everything every year, but every other year or so to give these guys a fresh look and to try to keep them like that. We had painted the bridges earlier in the year. That was in the spring, so these are something that we cleaned up the gazebos. So make a motion to pay Nassau Suffolk Painting $2,000. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
$85,000 minimum to start with their salary and their benefits. So what we've done is we've subbed out some things like the DiGiovanni brothers to cut the legs areas, trim everything. They cut everything down, they haul everything away, and they blow it out and get it done. We also sub out some of the lawn cutting to Bright Waters Landscaping. They do Gilbert Park, they do Walker Beach, the fields across from Walker Beach and by the library there. So what they do, you know, in one day, it would take us 3 days. So by the boat, the Giovanni doing the bushes, by the cutting that, you know, that's less than what we pay one guy. So permission to pay Giovanni Landscaping $12,000 for trimming, clipping, removal, and dumping around the lakes. Make a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We had the cocktail party at the top of the canal. Permission to pay Whitewaters Deli $5,000 for food, desserts, service, for cocktails on the canal event. Make a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, in the beginning of the year, when we have camp sign up, there's 4 days for people to sign up for camp. With this person, she had signed up for older kids for camp, but one of them decided not to do it. They didn't it's not like they took a spot and someone was denied. So they had asked for their money back in April, May, and now it's been, I guess, put off for a while. So make a motion to consider the approval of reimbursement to resident Laura Kernan for the camp fee of $560 as her daughter did not attend camp. Make a motion to approve reimbursement. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The next one, on August 15th, our mooring fees get cut in half. A non-resident called up, they were getting a boat delivered, they needed some place to put it, so they came to Village Hall, they were charged the full amount. If they would have waited 2 weeks, it would have been less, but, you know, we let our own boats in 15 days earlier, so they're still paying a non-resident fee, so we are getting a decent amount. So I'd like to make a motion to consider the approval of reimbursement of Mary Catherine Baker for refund of $1,225 from the Canal Enterprise Fund for half of her mooring slip fee purchased on July 30th. Half mooring fee start August 15th. Make a motion to, anybody have any discussion on that? Make a motion to reimburse. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay. We were going around, we were following the advice of, I don't think we got the final report yet, right, Nicole, on the traffic study? Traffic study? I think we only had the
We
preliminary.
have a draft, but
Okay. But they were making a lot of recommendations to us as far as ways to slow down the speed. You know, some of the blocks, you know, I've heard North Windsor gets 5,000 cars a day. Lombardi gets over 700 cars a day. Blocks like Peter and Ackerson were getting about 280. So our main blocks, north and south, Windsor are getting 5,000. Orinoco going west gets 4,000 cars a day. So North Windsor, Orinoco are big traffic, but some of our side streets also get hit up. So Lombardi again, Lombardi as people go on Howells Road, they see a red light, they make a right turn, and they can fly in down that block. Lombardi, according to the study too, was listed as like one of the faster blocks. I think Windsor was, Orinoco going west was the fastest in Lombardi. So meaning fastest, the average speed is almost 30 miles an hour. The traffic study, people did say by lowering the 25 and having added stop signs that the traffic speed is lower than it was in the last study in 1989. So we might be doing something a little bit. So anyway, we had different companies come in, review what we're going to put speed humps. Lombardi Boulevard's one, and then there's 3 over by Mississippi Park. Connecticut, North Windsor, Mohawk in North Windsor, and kind of in the middle where the entrance to the park is. Because anybody who's hanging out by the park can see the people speeding there. It's sickening. So the idea is to slow them down, be safer for the park, safer for the camp. So do we need the third number for them, or what do we do?
So, Mr. Mayor, as we discussed, we received 2 bids, typically receive 3. So you can approve Fifth Avenue paving subject to receipt of the 3rd bid. And if that 3rd bid, after review, proves to be demonstrably different, then we will revisit and reevaluate and perhaps revote. And work will begin as we receive that 3rd bid and review it.
Yeah. The other bid right now is at $21,600. So right now, Fifth Avenue is at $12,150. So do I have to word this differently?
Yeah, we just make a motion, to approve Fifth Avenue paving subject to receipt of the 3rd bid. And upon review of that 3rd bid, if it proves to be demonstrably different in price and work materials, then the board will reconvene, reevaluate, revote, and no
make a motion to what you said? Second.
On a clarification, Mr. Mayor, you could put 6 speed bumps on Lombardi Boulevard and 3 speed bumps on Windsor.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of,
It's Iroquois, Mississippi, and then 4 on Lombardi, and then 3 on Windsor.
where Iroquois intersects into Lombardi, that's where one was going to be put. And one where Mississippi Drive heads into Lombardi. So technically it's on Iroquois and technically it's on Mississippi, but we're adding 6 to that corridor there to slow entry into the village and to entry down and then going down Lombardi.
Okay, so we're only, theoretically, only having 1 speed bump on Lombardi.
Well, no, there's 4 actually. There's the corner of Mohawk and Lombardi. There's
Okay.
1. There's 2 at the corner of Connecticut and Lombardi.
Okay.
And then there's 1 where Lombardi and I guess the Iroquois meet. That's not really an intersection. It's by the
Yeah, no, I got it. Right at that triangle.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so we're going to have 3 on Lombardi. That's correct.
Well, it's 4 because there's 1 on each side of
this
this.
side of the stop sign.
Yeah.
Very good. I just wanted to
These
clarify.
are speed humps. They're about 6 feet wide. They're 3.5 inches high, and they're meant to slow the cars down. Does anybody on the board have any other comment?
How wide is the road?
It's about 30 feet.
30 feet.
Yeah, they stay in about 3 feet from the curb. So they leave 3 feet from the side, so bicycles, pedestrians, everybody has no issues with that. These are permanent structures that can be removed if they don't work. But they are pavement. They're not the plastic ones. We did a couple of plastic ones on the service road behind Lakeview West. But those are plastic, not meant for a high volume. These are meant for high volume. They can be plowed over, and we're going to see what happens. Make
Make a motion to approve minutes subject to what I said earlier about receiving, subject to receiving.
Second.
Make a motion second. All those in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? Okay, great. Right. Treasurer's report. Nicole, you just want to clarify that?
I don't even have the treasurer's report in front of me. Do you all have it? Oh,
Yeah.
I have it anyway. Clarify.
It was pointed out on the vouchers, on the abstract report, that it's $604,000, but if you add up what's below it to a certain point, then it's $5,500 and change. But this doesn't,
These are just some major,
yeah, this doesn't include all the $200,
Yeah.
$300.
even like 1,000.
Yeah, we would have 50 more things on there.
Yeah, these are the highest ones.
All right, I make a motion to approve treasurer's report and abstract. Do I have a second? Second. All in favor? Before I open up to the public, anybody else have anything to say? All right, make a motion to open the meeting to the public. Do I have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we want to open it to the public. If anybody has anything to say, please, say your name and address before you do it. I appreciate it. Mark?
Yeah, Mark Bumper, South Avenue, 47. I'm just curious, what is the Harris tax program?
That's the program we use for our taxes.
Oh, it's a software?
It's a software.
Oh.
Yeah.
I could have expected
Uh,
it. A little low.
Anybody else?
Hi, Rosemary Swain, 554 Lombardi Boulevard. With the speed bumps, so you're going from, I live right off the house.
Right.
So that's where they come in and they speed. Either they're making the left or they're making the right. They come in and they fly down there. And sometimes they stop at the stop sign at no and sometimes they don't. Is there possible to put a speed, I don't care if it's not my house, speed bump like by my house or a little up from Mohawk.
Yeah. You're almost by Howells, you're saying, right?
I'm too in on,
So you're thinking as soon as they make the turn off of Howells, we should have something there?
yeah. I'm like the second house in.
Definitely, it's just right off the intersection.
I would love to make your block a dead-end
I
street.
know. It's not gonna happen. I know.
Just like it.
You guys are no fun.
I know.
No dead end, no cars.
Oh, I see, I could go for it, but you
Yeah.
know it's not gonna happen.
We could look into that. We'll see what
Yeah,
they want to
because I
charge us.
think- I don't know if like 6 for the whole, I thought it was gonna be like 2 in each section. And not like with, if I'm seeing what if I'm thinking the way you're saying, so on Mohawk and Lombardi there's one, and Iroquois and Lombardi there's one.
And inadequate as well.
So there's only gonna be really on
It
the
would
main.
be at basically at every intersection on Lombardi on the way down south.
I used to not be a big believer in speed humps and stop signs because they're supposed to stop at the
I
stop
know,
sign.
that's why I thought they'd be in the, like between Howells and Mohawk, in like the middle, between Mohawk and Connecticut.
Right, the more we looked into this and more with traffic studies and things, they actually push it from the corners, which.
I'm thinking like you, it doesn't make sense.
Right. But we can look into it. One of the things about the speed humps, we could use our New York State CHIPS money for that, our road money. So we could look into, we'll see what people say by the time we're about to do the project, if we do have to add one or so. It's about $1,500
Yeah,
pop, so
I
it's,
just think they need to be
it's
stopped.
not, we don't want to waste the money, but,
Right.
you know, we want it to work also, you know.
And the other, and I brought this up many times, is the fishing at the lakes. I mean, like yesterday with the Signet. I mean, it is so many times now. And I know you guys are all trying to educate kids and everything. I just don't feel it's working, and my opinion is that they shouldn't be able to fish there anymore.
We just want to second that because we have a whole bag of, yeah, 10 days worth.
You guys yell at your names, please.
Oh, Christy Adesani, 46 Highland.
Well, before, Rosemary, we'll look into the other.
Okay.
Okay, so now we'll switch over to fish. Okay?
Yeah, so I mean, just we'll show you how much stuff, it's just in 10 days worth of fishing lines, of hooks. My dog's gotten caught in it as I walk by the lakes.
I've tripped a few times myself, and
Yeah.
the pool got a fish and hook.
Yeah, there was a beautiful big blue heron hanging upside down, the osprey was killed.
Osprey died.
It's beyond ridiculous at this point. This is a whole, you see how heavy this bag is?
I'd like to open it up and show everybody. I've collected,
Yeah.
it's 14 days worth.
But we've taken about that much out of Chris Pace's propellers while he's doing the lily pads too. And it's not, we can't just say it's non-residents coming and doing it, that's not the truth. It's kids fishing, it's just,
There is, you know what it is, because I fished there when I was a kid with a bamboo pole. You didn't cast, there's too many trees and bushes, is problem number one. It's not a casting lake.
Right.
2, there are kids that have sword fights down there, that's a different issue. But just your typical kid who wants to fish, it's not a casting place. Except for the walkway on the most southern lake there, Cascade Lake, that's the only place where there's a little gap with no trees. So we're like that one spot maybe, but we have the Gilbert Park, which you can cast if that's what you want to do. But it's beyond, I have never seen anything like it. And each year just
And
gets
I, because I'm there every day walking and saying hello to the animals and just checking on everyone and the people in the area. They had said that, back 10 years ago, their children were fishing there, and it was not like this at all. Actually, they said it's ridiculous.
so after COVID, or during COVID, all of a sudden there was a big surge in kids fishing, and it's a great look, and I love seeing the kids out there, but I was going by there today, and on, what was that, Lakeview East, the kids are under a tree casting.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
And I stopped quickly, and I just said, what are you guys doing? I said, you get caught? No, we're not going to get caught. It's not going to get caught. So, because they don't just drop it in, they have to cast.
but that you shouldn't have to cast there. There's no reason, those fish was grappled, you know, but it's just, and there's a lot of non-residents also fishing there.
Well, I'm not blaming the non-residents. There are some people that shouldn't be fishing, they're adults, but we have to
Yeah,
deal with
adults in
that.
there.
But I'm not blaming non-residents for the hooks and the lines and stuff. It's our kids.
Oh, sure, yeah, just because I don't think they have an understanding of what they're doing.
But if we can find a resolution so that everybody is safe and happy, the residents are safe, the animals that are being walked are safe, the animals that, the birds that call to live their home are safe. I was thinking maybe to propose, as a teacher, we could educate the children and the families. In order to get a permit, you'd need to take a class on how to properly fish, or maybe you could get an angler in, which the kids would love. Have an angler come down, and the kids would be like, this is awesome, real fishermen is going to show us how to fish it, whatever. And also to clean up after the fact, and then to do a little presentation, a slideshow, or a PowerPoint of what happens, the consequences if you don't pick up. Like the baby cygnet that swallowed a fish hook in line yesterday. There were 5 babies that Mom and Papa Swan had. They're down to 1, and this one almost died yesterday.
Fish, fish,
You have to be like
fish.
that.
Just stick with fish.
Okay, PowerPoint's out, video. This one goes back to a conversation that we had here about when you were thinking about having the kids maybe wear a jacket, right, to know that they actually had a permit. But the thing about it is, that's not a bad idea in regards to, excuse me, my voice just came from horrible. Yeah, I was there. Anyway, if you have to watch a small video, that's how we train people. When having a company for staff-wise, we send out a video, and then they have to answer questions basically on that video. And the founder of whatever product we were promoting would make up a video. So you're not going to have a kid look at a PowerPoint. You're not going to have an angler come down and have all the kids come down. But if they have to view do's and don'ts of the fishing, it is a 5-question thing. And we know that the kids, even when education is important. I know we say we keep telling. We don't tell everyone. And I'm on a boat. I see all the fishing people every single day. The kids are having fun. They want to be there. It's a nice part of Bright. Whereas we had said before when we were speaking in regards to perhaps making an area where they're condensed in regards to where they can be, so that kids will be kids. No matter what we do, kids will be kids. And they're going to try to find their little nooks and crannies as to the best place to be. So if we have a designated fishing area, I know that kids have been fishing in the top lake, the one where you can't fish.
No, Shriga.
Yeah, they actually have it. They're fishing in that one too.
Yeah, they're fishing there, so I can pick on the line there to the northernmost line.
So perhaps that has to be more little, certain that this is the fishing area.
Okay.
As
Any
enforced by
other
the guys.
fishing? Just stick with fishing, please.
I think I agree, but I think.
Now, you can just do your name and address.
Oh, sorry. So Dottie Point, 243 Lakeview Avenue West. I love seeing kids fishing and having a good time. I think there should be a mandatory educational class, like you're saying. And I didn't hear before about a little vest or something that they have to wear, but I think it's great to identify the kids so you know that they've already taken the class and they're going to have some education. And, and there has to be some kind of threat to the kids if they don't follow the rules, too. Like, that way there's going to be consequences, whatever you want to do. But, I think fishing should still be allowed. They need to be educated. They need to be identified, and they need to know the consequences if they don't follow the rules.
You know, it'd be interesting if the kids paid for their own fishing lines and hooks, they would know, and then there wouldn't be such slobs, right? I don't mean to laugh about it, but it's just disposable. The amount that the highway picks up and we pick up, it's amazing. All right, I definitely hear it. I hear you guys. And can I have your name and address again? Yes.
Christy Adesanya, 46 Hiawatha Drive.
Okay.
You want to just tell her? I don't know.
631
I'm not a person.
790-7048.
All right, thank you. And thank you for your help cleaning up around the lakes, you guys. I appreciate it. All right, we'll be in contact. Next. Chris.
I have a lot, so I'll do a few right. Going to Lombardi, I have a suggestion for Lombardi. Last year I had a suggestion making at the end of it a one-way, just at one coming out. But when you see that stop sign, when you come into Lombardi and you're traveling north, you come right past Manny's right there by that house. Is there a possibility that that stop sign can actually be moved and move further up the street? That stop sign is in such a weird spot. It's, you come around the corner. Right?
When you're going on Orinoco and then
You
you
go
go
to
right.
Orinoco, you make a right onto Lamar.
Right.
First of all, new people don't see stop sign at all. You know, they're always slamming on the brakes. And what you do is you kind of do a fake stop, and then you're already speeding by the time you get to that little triangle there, which is where the stop sign would be better. You know, right before the first turn.
We can micromanage this to death, right? There's no,
I'm looking.
you know,
I'm giving you. I'm giving you.
we can't drive everybody's car and get them to.
That stop sign's a waste.
I think, Chris, that's the idea with the speed bump that would be, and where you're talking about the stop sign, you would have a speed bump. So if you're coming from Orinoco and you decide you're not interested in stopping at that stop sign, you're going to have to stop. Speed bump's going to be
There's not a
30
speed bump.
30 yards ahead of you. You're going to hit it.
Just my 2 cents. Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue.
Go ahead.
I brought up last year, the year before, and we started doing it. Going over what we speak about in one meeting, and then the next meeting say, hey, we spoke about these things, and this is what we did, or this is how this resolution, or this is the progress, so that we don't, have to things slip through the cracks. Just a suggestion. I'd love to have that.
Do you have an example?
Yes, everything I say every meeting.
You notice the trend, huh?
Okay, speak to me to this meeting. There's a dozen people here. It's ridiculous in a village of 3,200, 3,300 people that we get a dozen people every meeting.
Well,
And
we get about a dozen or so on
I'm just saying,
online too, right?
so the thing I'm suggesting is to change the name of this meeting. No, seriously.
Cocktail hour?
No, what I'm saying is the trusting meeting sounds like something that I don't have to be at, right? What do if I'm new to this village and we have a trusting meeting, is that something that I think that actually I should be going to?
Well, we send out the agendas when we're discussing, so they can come to. If you come up with a name, let me know. Next.
Within reason, the legal requirements.
Go ahead, Chris.
Change the
Okay.
name, so.
All right, I'll go a couple more. The Four Corners. This is actually something that I brought up before. Still ugly. Want to know what's going on with you had said that there might be a meeting with the MTA or about possible, cleaning that area.
Yeah, next to the Chinese restaurant, which is going to be a taco restaurant in a couple of weeks. All along the tracks there, we had a preliminary meeting with our new engineers who were supposed to reach out to the MTA. And unfortunately, a lot of that street is the MTA street. So we'll see what happens. Bob, you want to follow up with them, please, and see if you got anywhere. But we're talking, I'm not saying $1 million, but, we're talking about a lot of money. Just cleaning up from where Windsor is, going to where the old Chase Bank used to be, and cleaning up there, because people are parking along the tracks and they're ready to slide right in. So we did meet the engineers, we did have a meeting there. He hasn't gotten back to us, so Bob will follow up on that.
And I'm still noticing people going the wrong way and the one way now.
Well, yeah. So, Okay, but we have signs that say one way, we have things that say one way. People decide not to go, just follow the signs. I don't know who wants to do this.
Speaking of the signs, that turn on Sunrise, still a dangerous, I know you've encountered it, I've encountered it, most people have encountered it. The turning sign, it doesn't change, it's gonna be a bad accident there. On the Sunrise, service going to, Arnold.
Nicole, could you have Jeannie, she gets contact with the state. I know where he's talking about. It's either we send Mike out there with some white paint, do a line, but we need the state, maybe they can make an appointment to come look at it. But they're about to, aren't they about to pave the whole service
Yeah,
road?
they were not.
The other side.
This side to it. So, we'll look into that. Jeannie will look into it. She deals with the state.
Appreciate that. Speaking of white paint, Charlie, are we legally allowed to do our own striping, or is that something that has to be done by the someone? We have a stripe
That's a
sheet.
good question. I think we have to have it done elsewhere, but by the outside. I'll double check. I don't know for sure.
Mike, what do you think? We do some ourselves, right? Right.
We usually do temporary markings.
Right. Is there a certain spot?
No, I was thinking of crosswalk from on Santina's, and also for the going across the Connecticut.
Yeah, when we do the speed humps, again, they're 6 feet wide. So if we do the striping on there and on Manitowoc, it'll look like a crosswalk.
I'll let somebody else go.
Thanks. Come again. Anybody else?
Can I do a couple of plugs?
Sure.
So this upcoming street fair that we're having, what is it called? I'm sorry.
Block party.
The block party, okay. In October 12th, maybe it is. We're going to be having a square dance. And we're going to have a square dance corner, and we're going to get dressed up and do square dance in the whole village. So it's going to be for families, children, adults. It's going to be a lot of fun. And it's a really great way to sort of get to know your neighbors that you don't know. Constantly moving around and dancing with different people, it's a lot of fun. So we're probably going to do it in 2 parts. Maybe like half an hour, 45 minutes, and then a break for the band, the DJs and bands, whatever, can go back and play, and then we'll have another square dance in about an hour from there, or 40 minutes. So it'd be really terrific if everybody participated in that, because it's just fun. It's so much fun, and you do get to know people in such a fun, casual way. It's really a wonderful thing, I think, for the village. They had it many, many years ago here. And Mario, who's going to do it, and you know Mario, I guess he worked at Southern Co. For years, the children's camp, and worked with basic for schools. His father was a real caller, and now he's been doing it too. So try to come out and support that. We'll make, send out notices at the times. But let's make it look like a hoot, and everybody kind of get dressed up in boots and scarves and hats and jeans and stuff, and just have a fun little time. So that's my first plug. The second one is we started a Bright Waters Village chorus, if you haven't heard, and that's a lot of fun too. And we rehearse every Sunday for about an hour and a half. We're singing songs that you all kind of know, Beatles songs, Cat Stevens, Turtles, patriotic songs. We sang at the Memorial Day ceremony. We sang at the ice cream social. We're looking for more members to join. And it's just fun. I'm telling you, everybody comes out happy with this. And we're going to be singing at the library. We're going to be singing at the Historical Society Marketplace in the cabin in December as well, and at the Christmas tree lighting. But we'd love to have more members come and sing.
Where are you rehearsing?
Actually, rehearsing in my backyard right now.
Okay.
Yesterday we were inside, but it's very informal and everybody's really cool with it. As a matter of fact, we had a potluck dinner last week with the group, and next weekend we're going to, there's something in Oakdale, some kind of performance center that's having, they have these candlelight concerts that are, so this one is going to be Bach to the Beatles, and it's all in candlelight, and so we're gonna go as a group. Somebody, so,
Okay, thank you, Doug.
Okay.
Appreciate it. All right, anybody else?
In Bayshore, they paved a bunch of roads going north and south, and then they put these little signs that had the speed limit right on the speed signs. I don't know if anyone's seen them. They seem pretty simple, but there's a whole bunch of them. Did Islip provide them for Bayshore? Is
I
that
think
something
that's a
we can-
county road. I think that's a county road, Fifth Avenue. I can check it though.
The street on the side of the apartments has one. The one near I'm not sure if it's near Montgomery, the hospital has one. Might be something that we could just ask and get. Speaking of that, the water fountain grant. Did you hear anything back from that?
I don't think so, but we can follow up. Gina was working on that.
Okay.
Appreciate that. Be nice if there were water fills at some of the parks.
We have hoses.
I drink the water, you know that. And then my last thing, are we obviously we're punting on the pumpkin run for this year? Is it possible that can be an event for next year since it was a moneymaker in the past?
Someone wants to run it.
Chris Pacey can run it.
Let Chris Page run it.
We'll be in touch.
Thank you.
No, he's being in touch with us. We don't organize the pumpkin run from here. The pumpkin run, it's got sponsors, there's a tremendous amount of work involved in it, and it's never been generated through the village. It's always been done through the volunteer.
Oh, we got almost 500 people for it.
Well, there's also been 240 people on it, so there's been all over the board. If you want to resurrect it, then that's fine, and just let us know 4 or 5 months ahead of time, because it's not something you can throw together in a couple of months. So
I understand. I put
the
the
timers,
I
probably have to
I
close
put
down.
post respect Long Island Marathon for 10 years. I think I can put it now.
Just saying, people have said in the past that they were going to do it.
But they didn't put the post race festival for Long Island Marathon.
Again, people can do whatever they want as long as they do the work.
Gotcha.
Okay? Anybody else?
How you doing? Bill Bongiorno, 128 Concourse. I'm having a little trouble in the marina lately. My boat got robbed, attempted robberies 2 nights in a row. First night I caught up with them, held them for a little while, cops were a minute late. Second night, they tried from the water. Public safety saw them, notified the harbor master, notified me, ran around, got on my boat for a little while, didn't find them. I think the problem is very solvable. I think we need to enforce head of the harbor parking like the signs read. I think we have to stop people from crabbing or fishing along the bulkhead because all they're doing is casing out what they want to steal during the day. The car that I caught up with that was leaving my boat was seen on my cameras a half dozen times that week. Getting out, making like they were crabbing with a net, walking up and down 50, 80 feet in each direction. The police verified the types of things they're trying to steal. E-perbs, walkie-talkies, flashlights, whatever they can sell for quick drug money, which is exactly the person I caught up with was trying to do. I keep my boat tied off the bulkhead about 6, 8 feet. They knew enough to work the pulley system, which is where I caught up with them, trying to get off of the boat because they didn't tie it off and drifted away. In the mornings, I can leave for work at 6 a.m. There'll be half a dozen cars idling at the head of the harbor, smoking, eating breakfast, whatever they do. Clearly no boat permits. The sign reads, boat permit parking only. And during the day, we've been told that people are allowed to eat lunch there. I've asked if lunch is a meal or a time. We notice that cars are empty or idling with people in it. You come home in the middle of the night on a boat and it's guaranteed somebody's headlights are shining down the canal. 8, 9 o'clock at night is a famous time. 7, 8 in the morning is a famous time. It's just opening up opportunity for bad things to happen. Accidents, thefts. I know it's a beautiful spot. I know we are very lucky to have it. Everybody does the best they can, but I think just enforcing some of the signage as it's meant to read and be obeyed is going to be a great first step in preventing what I'm going through. I got cameras. I'm paying for Wi-Fi on the boat now and alarm systems to activate when the boat moves or someone comes near it. But I think the night guys are doing a great job. My camera's not picking up anything. But during the day, a lot of loitering at the head of the harbor or along the bulkhead. And it's a battle. I can't be the only one going through it. I know my friend Chris, a few boats down, they tried to get on his boat too because he made a comment to me how his lines were all loose. He didn't know what happened to me until we started talking.
We have not had one reported theft of voters on a boat this year. So,
We got 2 from me coming up.
Yeah.
I'm surprised this guy didn't mention it.
It's probably for this month, that's why.
Yeah.
yeah, so, again, we'll ask the code people, but, again, if people are sitting at the top of the canal, just sitting having lunch or coffee, you know, we don't live in a bubble, okay? So I'm fine with people idling there as long as they're not parked, walking around. As far as the fishing and crabs, that's not allowed. And I, again, had a conversation with the guy last night about it. I said, it's absolutely unacceptable to allow anybody to fish or crab in the canal. So that has to be drummed into them more and more and reminded, but I think they're getting there. But again, it's been such a quiet summer until now. So, you know, we'll definitely follow up with it, but I personally don't have, if people leave their car and are walking around, then they're fair game. The top of the canal is one of our biggest money makers in the village. But, you know, sometimes when people are hanging out, I don't really blame them. So, again, we could have them be more.
The first time was a bad situation.
Yeah, when you caught them on the boat, yeah.
No, in the car. I cut them off on Michael Corey's front lawn. That's when they tried to go around it. I was able to hold them there for 15 minutes. It wasn't fun. Looking at the car, making sure what they got. I didn't know if they got anything. Then they took off. Missed the cops by a minute.
What time of day was that?
8:30.
You're saying it's not overnight, it's normal times.
Well, they know the other guys are on the job.
It's nice, with the road protection, we've had a lot of luck with that.
Good job.
When they give us our reports every day, they question anybody walking around the village. They're on from 11 to 5 in the morning. And even if they're not, I'm trying to think of a nice word, but they're not jackasses about it. They ask the people in a nice way, what are you doing? It's, you know, it's
I've seen
not.
I've seen them working. They do a
So,
great job.
we do appreciate their professionalism so far. We think it's an improvement.
Yeah.
We just have to work on, especially the 4 to 12 shift is where you're saying it. I don't disagree with that. So we have to be on that a little better and see what we can do. But it's been a quiet summer.
The anatomy of it now with the snapper fishing coming in, it's always in the canals, the crabs at night, you know, when the dusk time comes, that's when you're going to see the activity rise.
Right. So again, we'll have to
It's
just
the
watch.
season.
We'll have to watch that a little bit better. I agree. Chris, you talking about this?
Yeah, speaking of throat protection, the annoying ring alerts that you get as to people are, you know, they're posting things. But it's become apparent that the petty thefts are not here. Sorry that happened. You know, they're in West Iceland. I said, look, the bill. There's another one right north of Sunrise. It seems like every week.
Shores,
Yeah.
just
they're getting hit, so the word's out that we have protection.
All right, but we do have to do a better job on the 4 to 12. I don't disagree.
I did notice one of the code guys actually kicking somebody out last week. That was part of it.
All right, we'll work on that, Bill. I'll get that. So anybody else? Okay, make a motion to close the meeting. Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye.
What time on Sunday?
Yeah, I'll take